She looked right at me and called me Dad. Not Rick, not my husband, just Dad. And another time, she introduced me as her brother. That's when I realized the woman I love doesn't always know who I am. And if you're a caregiver, you know how much that hurts. Hi, I'm 𝗥𝗲𝗃𝗀𝗃. My wife Sonia was diagnosed with Alzheimer's in January 2020 at the age of 65. I've seen too many caregivers suffer physically, emotionally, and mentally, oftentimes more than the loved ones they care for. I was determined not to let this disease take me down, and I found a way to cope. Now I help other caregivers do the same. Let me tell you about the day my wife looked at me and called me her dad. I wasn't prepared for it. You think you will be. You think after a certain point nothing will surprise you, but then a moment like this cuts right through you. This is the woman I married, the woman I built a life with, the woman who once whispered my name like it meant something sacred, and now she looks up at me with those familiar eyes and calls me Dad. And that wasn't the only time. She also introduced me to someone as her brother. We were out together, just the two of us. And she turned to a stranger, smiled proudly, and said, "This is my brother." That one knocked the wind out of me too, because it reminded me this disease doesn't just steal memories, it scrambles time. It rearranges relationships. One minute I'm her husband, the next I'm a safe man from her past, a father figure, a brother, anyone but the person I've actually been for the last 34 plus years. And I'll be honest with you, in the beginning, I tried to correct her. "No, Sonia, I'm Rick. I'm your husband. You know me." But it only made her confused, or worse, agitated. It made her feel like she had done something wrong, and that's when I realized I had to stop clinging to who I was to her and start embracing who she needed me to be in that moment. Because the truth is, whether she calls me her husband, her brother, or her dad, she still feels safe with me. She still lights up when I walk in the room. She still reaches for my hand like it's home. And that matters more than the label she gives me. I used to think caregiving was about preserving what was, holding tight to the roles, the rituals, the routines. But now I know it's about letting go of the past, of expectations, of the need to be remembered a certain way, so I can fully show up for her today. And here's something I want every caregiver to understand. These identity mix-ups, they aren't personal. They're not a reflection of how much your loved one values you. They're just a byproduct of a brain that's losing its ability to organize time and relationships. But the love is still there, even if it's no longer wrapped in the right name. When Sonia calls me her brother, I don't correct her anymore. I smile. I say, "It's good to be here with you." And I let myself feel the tenderness behind her words. Because I know she's not trying to hurt me. She's just trying to make sense of a world that no longer makes sense to her. And if you're going through this, if your spouse, parent, or sibling has called you by another name, I want you to know you're not alone. You're not doing anything wrong. And no, you don't have to fix it. You just have to be there, to love them through it, to anchor them in the feeling of safety, even if the facts are slipping away. Inside the Caregiver Mastery System, I help caregivers navigate moments just like this. We don't sugarcoat it. We don't pretend it doesn't hurt. We learn how to carry the grief instead of letting it carry us away. We learn how to turn breakdowns into breakthroughs. We learn how to stay calm when our hearts are breaking. Because I've lived it. I've been mistaken for a dad, a brother, and yet I've never stopped being her person. And I don't want you to lose yourself in this process either. Before I go, I want to hear from you. Has your loved one ever mistaken you for someone else? What did that moment feel like for you? How did you respond? Leave me a comment below. I read every single one. And if this hit home for you, if you're feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, or like you're losing yourself in caregiving, you're not alone. That's exactly why I created the Caregiver Mastery System, a step-by-step emotional roadmap to help you manage stress, anger, and burnout so you can care for your loved one without sacrificing yourself in the process. Inside, you'll discover how to say yes to yourself without guilt, reduce overwhelm, and reclaim peace even in the hardest moments. I call this Heaven Island, a place of peace, clarity, and deep acceptance, where you can show up for the one you love without losing who you are. And just so you know, this isn't some time-consuming program. I didn't create it to add more to your plate. I built it to take the weight off your shoulders. The lessons are short, practical, and easy to follow. And if you apply what I teach, even for just a few minutes a day, I guarantee you'll start to feel a real difference in 2 to 3 weeks. Click the link below or visit caregivermasterysystem.com to get started today. If this video helped you, please like, share, and subscribe. I post new caregiver support videos every Monday and Thursday. And if this message spoke to you, use the hashtag #CaregiverMastery so others can find the support they need too. You're not alone. Let's get through this together.